He missed it. He missed it.
Dude, it's been 4 days. Seriously.
Did you not see that game, Temple? It was incredible. It was amazing.
Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome back to the Trajan Temple Sportcast. I am your host, professional wrestler and Kansas City Chiefs fanatic, Christian Temple, joined alongside, as always, by my good friend, the terrible towel-twirling Trajan. And I would ask how you're doing this week, but judging by this intro and probably the reaction of like every Steelers fan in America and across the world, what a week for you guys.
There's a lot of highs. There's a lot of lows. Then some highs. Then devastating news with TJ. And then a win.
But that's what matters, right? It's getting the win.
That's what matters.
That's what matters, getting the win.
And TJ. He was only the defensive player of the year last
year. Speaking of wins, as you can see right here, the final score, the Pittsburgh Steelers taking down the reigning defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals in overtime by a final score of 23-20.
Oh, man. So I was really high on this game. I thought we were going to win. And we go out. We don't do anything from the gate. We kick it. I'm like, okay, it's our defense to bail us out. Starting to look like last year. Right off the bat, pick six. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm screaming. My wife's yelling at me to not wake the baby. It's great. And the defense just took a hold of it. I mean, 4 interceptions. I wish Cam Hayward would count that as an interception for him, but technically it was a fumble because they did the strip sack and it just bounced into the air.
Mm-hmm.
But gosh, offensively though, Trubisky, he didn't make the mistake, and I think that's all that was asked from him at least this game. I wish we would have put a little bit more out there. I mean, I don't like those close games. He was a little off on his chemistry, it looked like. It was just a hair too far sometimes for the wide receiver. But 21 for 38, 194 yards, 1 touchdown. That's better than Aaron Rodgers.
Well, we're talking about Week 1 Aaron Rodgers, so almost anyone could be better than Week 1 Aaron Rodgers, even Danny Dimes.
Just let me live in my fantasy world. Rushing, more of the same of last year. Chase Claypool was our leading rusher with 6 carries for 36 yards.
Who would have saw that coming this week, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, they do that little jet sweep deal. It works pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Freiermuth, though, he lit it up. And props to him. He made some great catches, made some great runs afterwards. 5 receptions, 75 yards. No touchdown. Wish he did get one. My fantasy team would have appreciated it. But I still got the W anyways. But all around, good team effort. And, yeah, no, I'm really happy with it. But enough about my game. You were actually at your game.
I was actually at my game. Funny you should mention that. And I'm so excited to do this for the first time this year. Let's hear it, Kingdom. How about those Chiefs? What a way to start the season. What a way to make the statement right out the gate. You heard it all off season. How good is this offense going to be with all these new faces? How good is this offense going to be without Tyreek Hill? And my goodness, if that's what we're in store for this year, I couldn't be happier, and I couldn't be even more excited. Now, granted, yes, I suppose the argument could be made. It is the Arizona Cardinals. They were a playoff team last year, but it really wasn't on the back of their defense. They had a kind of more of a high-powered offense. They won a lot of shootouts, it seemed like.
Yeah.
But even still, when you go on the road, first week of the year, go into enemy territory, and oh my gosh, the showing up and showing out of Chiefs Kingdom was just absolutely phenomenal. I've got a lot of great footage of of the Chiefs fans, not only in the parking lot, but like in the stadium itself. I can't wait to. I'll let you in on a little project I'm working on. I did a little vlog of my trip to Phoenix, because it wasn't just for the football game. It was a full-blown vacation. It was a lot of fun, super relaxing. I honestly, I want to go back now. It was so much fun. So I'll have that video out hopefully in the next week or so for you guys. I'm excited to show that one. But my goodness, Chiefs Kingdom was absolutely on fire at that game. I mean, you really couldn't see a whole lot of the first quarter for reasons for reasons unknown. I don't know why. What self-righteous team thought they were so important that we had to watch every single waking second of them. But at the end of the national anthem, even on enemy territory, the home of the Chiefs was super loud. It was awesome to hear. But yeah, as far as stat-wise, Patrick Mahomes, that's almost as close to perfect as you can get. 30 out of 39, 360 yards, 5 touchdowns, QBR of 154.6. Absolutely phenomenal. And, spread the ball around, too. You got Kelsey, Smith-Schuster, Valdez-Scantling, Edwards-Helaire, Sky Moore, Jerry McKinnon, Mecole Hardman, Noah Gray, Jody Fortson, and Justin Watson even. Edwards-Helaire, outside of Mahomes, I'd have to say Edwards-Helaire was the MVP of our offense. He finally showed what we were waiting to see for the longest time, whether it be taking handoffs or getting open for out routes, or even getting out in the flat and making moves. Isaiah Pacheco looked impressive. Most of his stuff came in during garbage time, but he showed that he's ready to make his mark as a premier running back for our offense. So great to see him getting some action. Our defense was freaking awesome. We got Chris Jones getting in the mix, forcing a fumble. It's always good to see. Tershawn Morton, Carlos Dunlap, new face from the offseason, getting a sack, and L'Jarius Sneed. And oh my goodness, when he came in with the sack on Kyler Murray, I thought he took his head off. My gosh, he was unblocked, untouched, and Murray had no time to react. But yeah, a great team win all around. And I got to point out one little thing here too. Saw with the first opening kickoff, Harrison Butker boots it away, and I see him on the ground immediately, and my hand immediately went to my face. I said, "Oh no!" And he gets up, he limps a little bit and jogs off the field. So I'm like, okay, maybe he was okay. And then Justin Reed, our safety, our off-season acquisition at safety, comes on the field, and his first kickoff, I couldn't believe this, it went through the uprights. He booted that thing. It was so cool. He was I think 1 for 2 for extra points. He was perfect on his field goals. Harrison Butker even had a 54-yard field goal. He came back onto the field and took one step. He didn't take the whole 3-step kick. He
Really?
took one step, planted on the left foot that was giving him trouble, and still drilled it. 54 yards. That's not a chip shot. That's one step. You got to talk about that leg right there. My goodness. That's like, I don't know if I've ever seen that before, and I don't know if I'll ever see it again. With all due respect to Justin Tucker, but my goodness. And if Justin Tucker goes down, is listed as number 1 kicker, Harrison Butker at least has to be number 2. Just for that alone. But there you have it. So both of our teams starting off on a winning note, which is awesome. As far as games coming up, I'm super excited about tomorrow, which I guess would be today, on the day this will be uploaded. But by the time you see this, I'll already be on my way to Arrowhead Stadium. We got Thursday night football on, I don't want to promote them, but Amazon Prime, great, woohoo. Thursday night football, home opener at Arrowhead. They released a video. They repainted the field. So we will see the return of the lowercase letters in the end zone, the red end zone, and I completely forgot that in 1972, the center of the field did not, in fact, have the Chiefs' arrowhead on it.
Really?
Yes, it had the Arrowhead Stadium logo. the stadium had its own unique logo, so that's gonna be cool to see the big A in the middle of the field. And another interesting fun fact too, some of you may or may not know the arrows that are next to the numbers on the field, indicating which direction's closest to the goal line. Arrowhead Stadium was actually the first stadium in the NFL to include those arrows. They were not the same size as the ones you see today. They were kind of tiny, but the NFL actually got the inspiration from that and mandated every stadium from there on out to include those arrows. So a little fun tidbit of information there. But yes, we got Thursday Night Football. We got the Chiefs and the Chargers. Obviously, a lot of off-season hype for the Chargers, so it'll be a fun matchup nonetheless to see Mahomes versus Herbert and a great and exciting AFC West matchup. But on the other side of the country, what do we got this week for the Steelers?
Well, we are going against our old nemesis, the Patriots. But Brady is not there anymore. Maybe that leads to victories for us. No, so noon on Sunday, we'll be playing against Patriots at home. So Acrisure Stadium or whatever it is. It doesn't roll off the tongue yet. Maybe it will.
Maybe it will someday. It'll just be burned into the hearts and minds of all the Steeler fans. Very good. So, yep, 2 exciting matchups coming up, at least for our squads. But now it is time for our locks, upset, and high rollers. And as you can see by the scoreboard here, ba-bam! Yeah, it's going to be right there. It's going to be right there. As you can see, I am currently in the lead by a score of a respectable 1-0 because my lock was very disappointing, although it was hilarious. It was hilarious. It's always funny to see the Denver Broncos lose in extremely hilarious way.
Oh my God, that was terrible.
For some reason, my upset was what was correct, and my gut was telling me that Aaron Rodgers would not be so good on Week 1, and I'm glad I went with my gut. So yes, I am currently leading with a score of 1-0. But without further ado, we shall begin our second week picks, and I will go first with my lock. I'm locking in the Rams taking down the Falcons. And main reason for that is because, well, the Falcons always find a way to trip over themselves. So the Rams don't have to be good. They just got to be good enough. And I think the Falcons will do everything they can to help with that.
All you have to do is be competitive in the fourth quarter, and you should win versus that.
You should, absolutely.
So my lock of the week is actually kind of a head scratcher maybe for some people. New Orleans over Tampa Bay. Tom Brady has not beat New Orleans since he's gone to the NFC. And I think that's going to continue.
That streak could very well continue. And you know, it's funny. It's like you told me your pick earlier for your lock, and I told you that your lock is technically an upset because the Buccaneers are favored by 2.5 points. But as you mentioned, history has not been kind to the Tom Brady Buccaneers against the New Orleans Saints. Moving on now to the upset, and I held this one away from you because I figured you'd get a kick out of it. I've got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking down the Indianapolis Colts just because it's going to be so hilarious if it happened again. I'm not counting on it, but I think it would be absolutely hilarious. And we saw the way the Colts got in their own way. Now, this week could be either more of the same or they could figure it out and get their stuff together and it'll just be a blowout. The Jags will just be run out of town. You never know. But I've got the Jags over the Colts. That's my upset this week.
Oh, man. I really do hope that happens. My upset of the week is Miami over Baltimore. I think everyone a lot of people have Baltimore winning this game. And I believe Miami's got it this year. And I think they can do it.
I believe that will be a close game. But, yep, on paper, yes, that would definitely be an upset with the return of a Lamar Jackson and an actually healthy Ravens team and everything. So it'll be, everyone's looking at the Dolphins beating the Patriots and kind of writing that one off as a fluke. This would be a great opportunity for the Dolphins to prove themselves. So I can definitely see that coming. Moving on to the high rollers, and one of these teams actually was part of the highest scoring game last week, and I never would have guessed that in a million years the fact that the Eagles and Lions would have put up that many points, but I'm going with the Vikings and Eagles. Those are my high rollers. I think they're going to light up the scoreboard this week.
I mean, it very well could be. Justin Jefferson's a stud. He went off last week, and then Philadelphia Eagles, they are looking unstoppable with A.J. Brown there. So I don't know. That very well could be. I'm going a little different. I'm going with Tennessee Buffalo, who for some reason is saying they're Monday night as well. Are we having a doubleheader Monday night?
We have a doubleheader Monday night. Indeed, we do. I forget which one is. I forget which one's the 6:00 game and which one's the 9:00 game. But yes, we've got a dual
6:00 game.
We've got dual Monday night football. So there we go. We got to get more bang for your buck on your Monday night when you get home from work. So, but hey, it's all football. It's all great, right? And it's all very exciting stuff. But yes, I am super excited about Thursday Night Football, and I'm sure you're more than excited about your matchup against, like I said, your old nemesis of the New England Patriots. So, yeah, that is our show this week, and we look forward to catching you up with our Week 2 recaps next week and getting you back with our locks, upset, and high roller picks of next week. But as always, feel free to leave a comment down below and tell us who you think your lock, upset, and high roller is going to be. Any closing thoughts before we wrap up this actually kind of short episode of this week's podcast?
Those just all good things to talk about this week. Hopefully good things for my team at least to be talked about. But if everything's correct with my preseason guesstimate for your team, beware.
This is where the downfall begins, according to the all-seeing eye of Trajan. So I guess we shall see what happens here too. But on that note, thank you everybody so much for watching. Click like if you liked the video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all of your friends, and we will see you next week for our Week 3 preview. This is Temple and Trajan signing off. Dude, why are you still on about this? It's been like 4 days.
Did you see that game, Josh?
I did. I swear I did.
I used your real name. Dang it.
I didn't even realize it. Post credits, baby. All right. Perfect.
My fist.
Perfect. More B-roll. Yeah.